Welcome to Aalto University. This is our campus and my name is Jenni Reuter and I work as the head of the architecture department. A very inspiring environment to work in. Originally the whole area was planned by Alvar Aalto and therefore also the newly established university has this name. And now I'm standing in the middle of the courtyard where you can see the old center of the campus with a big atrium and the brick facades, and there's two places with marble on it, the old architecture department that Alvar Aalto wanted to emphasize, and also the old library that Alvar Aalto wanted to emphasize. So I think that the materiality is seen also in these facades. I will show you around on the campus and show some of my favorite places. There could be more. It's a large area, but I will just pick and choose some of places where I go and get my energy. What I find so inspiring when working here is that we have this environment, we have these materials that you can touch, you can see how they have been aging in a beautiful way and how the detailing is done with all the different materials just touching each other. We can see the work by the office of Alvar Aalto and how they have been thinking of these details, and these are especially well crafted in this part of the campus with the old architecture department, and you can see that Aalto really wanted to show the coming architects and later on landscape and interior architects as well, how you can design so that you feel comfortable in your environment. Aalto also gave a special attention to those surfaces that you touch that are on the height of your hand and your sight. So I think that these ceramic tiles are you can see them throughout the campus in different colors. There are these black ones and white ones and brownish ones and so on, and he quite often did it as a rhythm in the surface, and they are really pleasant to touch as well. This handle was originally designed for the Iron building in the center of Helsinki, and it was designed originally for a glass door so that you could see both handles on both sides. So even here in between there's a beautiful form and a form for different occasions. I won't be able to talk up there because that's the library space where it's silent work, but I think that's one of the most beautiful events, light events in the world actually. There's different combinations of artificial light and natural light and light coming from above in so many different ways. You have the feeling that when designing it's just how can you show the pleasure of light in different ways in a calm environment, even though there's spectacular things happening around. It's a calm place to be, but it's also a very poetic space to be. I see this courtyard as, or this whole undergraduate center like taking care of the people on this side is a bit like being in the stomach, being in the lap of someone, and then there's the back on the other side. And here the scale is since this is elevated, the ground here, you're quite small, even though the building is big behind you. You feel comfortable in this scale with these different levels. And I like the fact that you can see those lecture halls from this side. When you're inside, you get the natural light and the artificial light from above, but from this side you get the negative of it, the atrium where you can sit and look at the landscape. So you have the inside out on both sides of the building. You can read from the outside. And then this is a landmark for the whole campus. Now we are here and we can see the natural light coming into this space from above and just reflecting and coming down. And you can see it in so many other places as well, how the roof light and detailing is done. Here is a beautiful event from the library where you get the light and it's reflected down. So this is the main entrance for the Väre building from this side. So this is where we have our master education in the School of Arts. It's new. This building we have in front of us here was an open competition, and it somehow created this whole plaza. You can see the time layers. It's the old undergraduate center and the marked by Aalto, but then there's also these new buildings and people walking around. And what I especially like is the feeling that those old oak trees are actually older than all of the built environment. So we have that feeling that we are embracing. There's a couple of those oak trees that we are building around. So we have the new layers, the time layers, and then the old history at the same time, the living old history. The best part with this new building and the open competition was that it really embraced the old part and created this space in between. For me, architecture is more about space in between than actually built buildings. So this is a good place to be. And now we are in the core of the Väre building, the new building that's won by Versta's architects. It was an open competition, and in the brief, the workshops were in a very important role, and we have this whole floor is filled with workshops. So these are where I really like to be. You can study textiles, ceramics, 3D printing in different materials. Here we have now a wonderful exhibition of the wood studio. It's extremely inspiring to be able to work in this environment, and at the same time you can, if you look at the other side of the wall, you see how they 3D print with different materials, or CNC cut on the other side, or even water jet cutting behind my back. So there's so many possibilities. Here we have our ceramic studios, and we had a wonderful collaboration with Natalie Lautenbach, who is a lecturer here, where it was clay and ceramics and architecture, with half of the students were from the Department of Architecture, half of the students were from the Department of Design. And we did those interdisciplinary projects. That is actually the whole idea with Aalto University, that you can combine different fields and work side by side and together. So this is for me very inspiring. Here you can see some of the core of what we're doing, and investigating. There's lots of different departments that are working on new building materials and new textiles, and there the interdisciplinarity between fields is important, because here there's architects that have been working with fungi and straw and clay and other materials, and then to build that up to one-to-one scale buildings is perhaps the future of design and architecture, to really think of CO neutral materials that can be used in a new way. Yeah, now I've only showed some of my favorite places at the campus. Would be so many more. So would you ever come here, I think that you should also take your time to go to the chapel, for example, by Kaija and Heikki Sirén, and the main building by Raili and Reima Pietilä, and just contact us, and we are just happy to show you around. Welcome.